Chapter 20. Means of Communication. We need to communicate to stay connected. Communication means sending and receiving information from one person to another. Means of communication are the different ways of communication. The easiest way to communicate is by talking to one another. We can share our ideas by simply talking to each other. In ancient times, when language was not developed, people used to make drawings or noises to communicate with one another. But as time passed, they learned to speak. There are different means of communication. Some of them are personal means of communication and some are mass means of communication. Personal means of communication. Personal means of communication helps us to stay connected with our relatives and friends. The various personal means of communication can be letters or postcards. Letters or postcards are written means of communication. People send written information through letters or postcards. The name and address of the person whom we are sending the letter or postcard is written on the top. We can send letters by dropping them in the letter box. The office that takes care of sending these letters is called post office. Postman delivers letters to houses. More to know. In early days, people used pigeons or man messengers to send letters to other person. Telegrams. This is again a written means of communication. In past, people used to send urgent messages through telegrams as this was the only fastest means of communication. Now we have even faster and better means of communication such as telephone. Telephone is the fastest and easiest means of communication. We can call up and talk to anyone in any part of the world using a phone. Mobile phones have made it possible to call even when we are moving or traveling. These phones are handy. Smartphones. Nowadays, people are connected with each other on WhatsApp and Facebook easily, not only in cities but villages also. Computers. Emails. The invention of computers help us to send written messages in seconds. An internet connection is required to send an email. It takes few seconds to reach the receiver. Pictures, documents can also be sent through emails. Email means electronic mail. Fax. A fax machine is used to receive and send written documents. The machine scans the document and sends it in the black and white version to the receiver. Mass means of communication. Mass communication is that means of communication through which all the people across the world stay connected by getting news about every area. Different means of mass communication are newspaper. The newspaper is the means by which written information reaches all the people about the things happening around us and in the world. We read it to get information. Radio. People listen to radio to get news about the happenings around the world. We listen to the radio for entertainment purposes also. Television. Television is one of the biggest inventions. We can watch news and events happening in other parts of the world. We can watch songs and movies at home on television. Social media, WhatsApp and Facebook. More to know. OLED and LED are the latest development in TV display technology. Now I know. Communication means sending and receiving information from one person to another. Means of communication are the different ways of communication. Communication can be personal or mass communication. Personal means of communication help us to stay connected with our relatives and friends. Mass communication is that means of communication through which all the people across the world stay connected by getting news about every area. Telephone is the fastest personal means of communication. Television is one of the biggest inventions of mass means of communication.